Good afternoon, good people. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Toronto Raptor fans, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to be, seeing a lot of the posts that's been appearing on social media, where they're talking about the possibility of being able to acquire the Greek Freak. NOOOOO, I believe his name is, if I pronounce it properly, from Milwaukee. That there's a possibility that the Raptors could acquire this superstar. And a lot of people seem to be jumping all over that. Wow, that'd be very, very interesting if the Raptors could get him. I mean, superstar status. Hey, if you could get him, hey. The only problem I have with it is there's a very good possibility that in order for you to get the Greek Freak, you're going to have to give up a quality star like a Scottie Barnes. I'm not sure I'm okay with that. I'm not taking anything away from the Greek Freak. I'm not taking anything at all away from him. As a matter of fact, out of that entire era of the Kevin Durants, of the LeBron James, of the James Hardings, I would have to say he's the one I respect the most out of all those guys. Because he gives you everything he could possibly give you out there on the court. Indeed. But I'm not sure I'd be okay with giving up a Scottie Barnes for the Greek Freak. Scottie Barnes is younger. Scottie Barnes gives you a little bit more on the defensive side of the ball. But I guess now that I'm actually sitting down here thinking about it, the main reason I wouldn't be willing to pull the trigger on a trade like that is for the mere fact of the matter that Scottie Barnes is an up-and-coming star in this league. And because of the mere fact of the matter that he's younger, you got a lot more years you could get out of him. Now, that being said, if you're planning to win anything with a Scottie Barnes and you're building a team around Scottie Barnes, that team's not going to be ready anytime soon. They got to go through their growing pains. Where in which if you acquire the Greek Freak, you're ready to win right now. If there's a way that the Raptors could maybe put another little package together, keep Scottie Barnes on your roster, and acquire the Greek Freak, now we're talking. I'm good with that, depending on who you put in the package, that is. I mean, there's another individual I'm not really sure I'm willing to part with just yet, which is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his name is Grady Dix. I'm not really sure I'm ready to part with him yet, because you see the progression in his game. From year 1 to year 2, you see him getting better. If you want to talk about Pirtle, okay. I mean, I like him. I think he's a solid individual. But if you're asking me if I'd be willing to give him up for a Greek Freak, don't even let the ink dry on that paper. We make that deal happen right now. I'd be okay with RJ Barrett. I'd be okay with that. RJ Barrett, Quickly, and Portal for the Greek Freak. I'm okay with that. We still got Scottie Barnes. We have Ingram that should be ready to go next season. and the Greek Freak. Now that's the making of that's a very interesting nucleus right there. All that to say, the GMs in Toronto, you've heard me say it once before, and I'm going to say it once again. As far as I'm concerned, these guys have done in the past and continue to do right now a phenomenal job. I spent one time questioning the decision of making a trade when they traded DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. I questioned that. I was upset about it. That was the first time that I had some harsh words from my favorite team. Look how that turned out. I was a DeMar DeRozan guy because up until DeMar DeRozan, there was absolutely no superstar that really wanted to stay in Toronto. DeMar DeRozan was the first star that said that he kind of wanted to finish his career in Toronto if he could have back then. So that was my guy. And I just couldn't understand why it is that you finally have a superstar that has told the world how much he loves playing in Toronto and how he would love to spend his entire career out here in Toronto. And you trade that away. I had a problem with that. For the first time, we had a player that was willing to show us commitment, and we weren't willing to return the favor. So yeah, I had a very big problem with that. But now, when the end result ended up in a championship that nobody thought would ever be on this side of the border in North America, I vowed right then and there that I will never ever second guess any decision making that upper management makes with the Raptors. And it's right then and there I made that decision. Because, you know what? My job is to be a fan. Those individuals right there get paid the big bucks to make the major league decisions in order to better their organization. Who am I to be second guessing them? So, moving forward, when they made the decision to go ahead and get rid of Nick Nurse, I wasn't happy about that either. I was under the impression that because Nick Nurse was able to bring the Toronto Raptors a championship, I was under the impression that that was his job for the rest of his natural-born career. That's what made sense to me. They got rid of him. But what I do at that particular point in time, I kept my mouth shut. Because I learned. You know, it don't take me much to learn. It don't take me much to learn. I questioned your decision when you traded DeMar DeRozan, and look what happened. So who am I to ask any questions if you decide to get rid of that coach? Now, this new coach that you brought in impressed me. I'm not going to tell no word of a lie. He did. I mean, it didn't show up a lot in the wins and the loss records. It didn't show up a lot there. But if you had the opportunity to, like I did, watch the majority of the Toronto Raptors games, you saw that they were in practically every single game that they played. They competed. The future is bright. I can't wait for Ingram to get healthy and be part of this whole equation for me to see exactly what they'll have to offer. I can't wait. Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they have a pretty decent draft pick in this year's draft class. Listen, man. Realistically speaking, in my lifetime, do I feel the Raptors will ever win another championship again? There's a very strong possibility. Maybe not. But I'm going to continue to say this. The bottom line is we have one championship under our belt. You know how many organizations have been around for decades and centuries that can't say the same thing? That's right. That's right. So there's nobody that's ever going to make us feel any kind of way just because of the mere fact of the matter that we won only one championship and we will probably never win another one. So what? To that I say, so what if we never win another one? Because at least we won one. That being said, people, I want you guys to share. I need you guys to like and subscribe to this channel, man. Help this channel grow. Double Innocence is going absolutely nowhere. That being said, for my new subscribers that took the time to subscribe to my channel, welcome and thank you. There's some decent things coming up here, man. As long as, hey, if you guys can come up here and I can put a little bit of a smile on your face, my job is done. If you guys can come up here and maybe acquire a little bit of knowledge from the nonsense that I talk, my job is done. Because I speak from just passion. That's it. I'm passionate about basketball. It's a sport I love. I'm passionate about the country I come from, so I'll support practically every single thing that they do. And I'm just an all-around sports guy. So you know what? If there's a competition involved, I'll be there to give my personal opinion on it. If I don't get the opportunity to talk to you guys again before the rest of this weekend, I want you guys to enjoy it to the max. Spend it with loved ones, eat good food, and just have fun. That being said, people, I want you guys to have yourself a wonderful day. Double Innocence with your boy E-Dub is out. Have a blessed day, peeps. Deuces.